Now let's go back to the election. And since the last general election, hundreds of parliamentary constituencies have been altered in an aim to even out the number of people represented by MPs. In the West Midlands, Walsall and Bloxwich becomes a new constituency, bringing together parts of old constituencies with different voting histories. And the UK's most marginal seat, Fermanagh and South Tyrone, has also been changed. So, what are the key issues on voters' minds over there? Let's hear from our reporters, Emma Thomas, who's in Walsall and Bloxwich, and Julian Fowler in Fermanagh, South Tyrone. Morning to both of you. Emma, I'll go to you first of all. As we mentioned in the introduction, the new constituency brings together parts of other constituencies with different voting histories. Just give us a little bit of that history first of all.
Well, yes, as you mentioned, Walsall and Bloxwich is a brand new constituency due to these boundary changes. But more than that, it's effectively a union of two halves of two neighbouring former constituencies who, up until the general election was called, had two MPs of two different political parties. So this new constituency is made up of 56% of Walsall North, which had a Conservative MP, and 53% of Walsall South, which had a Labour MP. In fact, Walsall South has had a Labour MP since 1974, whereas Walsall North, that was a Conservative gain in the 2017 general election. So really this could be seen as an experiment, a marriage, if you like, of two parts of the borough which have different voting history. Now, in terms of the political map, Walsall and Bloxwich takes in much of the town centre, the Arboretum, which is this wonderful park where I am now, and Bloxwich, which is a smaller sort of town in the north of the borough. In terms of who's standing for election, it is quite poignant to mention that Valerie Vaz, who was the Labour MP for Walsall South, is standing, whereas Eddie Hughes, who was the Conservative MP for Walsall North, is not standing. Instead, he's moved to Tamworth to be a candidate there. As you might remember, last year the resignation of the Conservative MP Chris Pincher triggered a by-election which Labour won. So Eddie Hughes and the Tories will be keen to win back Tamworth. And as always, any of these constituencies that I'm mentioning, a full list of candidates is available on the BBC's website.
And we have our comms working again with Emma Thomas in Walsall and Bloxwich. Emma, so the same question to you about what are the issues that really matter for voters there. What have they been saying to you?
Well, like much of the Black Country, there will be similar themes. The average salary and earnings in Walsall are lower than the national UK average, so no doubt cost of living will be something that's considered here. Manor Hospital is part of the constituency. That faces some of the same challenges that hospitals across the country do. And tragically, the West Midlands has the highest rate of knife crime per capita of any region in the UK, and there have been fatal stabbings in Walsall in the last year. So those are clearly some key issues when I speak to voters that they mention. They'll be looking to the parties to try and see what they have to say on that. You know, interestingly, it's only been a few weeks since voters here in Walsall went to the polls, and actually there's a suggestion here that they somewhat bucked the trend. On the 3rd of May, people here could vote for 3 different things: for their borough councils, for the West Midlands Mayor, and also for the Police and Crime Commissioner. And in the council election, it bucked the trends. The Conservatives went into the election in control. They retained the same number of seats and stayed in control, despite many across England losing control. And likewise, in the West Midlands Mayor election, whilst the West Midlands region as a whole elected Labour's Richard Parker, when we look at the breakdown for each borough, here in Walsall, it was the Conservative candidate Andy Street who by far got the most votes, which gives an indication to both the two main parties, to Labour and the Conservatives, that there's definitely something to fight for here in Walsall and Bloxwich, that potentially both could be in with a chance. Like I say, it's a marriage of two seats here. It's also worth mentioning, actually, that the Reform candidate here, Elaine Williams, was the Reform candidate in the mayoral election, and she came 3rd in Walsall. So that is something which could have a play when it comes to the results on the 5th of July.
Well, you can see now on your screens the candidates in the constituency there of Walsall and Bloxwich. And of course, for all the candidates, you can go to the BBC website, put in your postcode where you are, and see the candidates standing in your constituency. Emma and Julian, thank you both very much, and thank you for bringing us some more beautiful locations. We've been seeing quite a lot of those this morning.